Alright folks, welcome back. So we've got the top glued and we got the bottom half glued. Now, what we're going to do right now is actually we're going to go to the bandsaw and we're going to cut out this half of the body. So let's get to it, shall we? Yes. Alright folks, so as you can see, we cut out this half of the body, and it's looking pretty damn good actually. This basically was going to be the deciding factor of whether or not this was going to fail or not. And quite frankly, I don't think it's going to fail. So, yeah, it's going to look pretty good. Came out way better than I expected. So, after we get everything all settled, we're going to go around with the spindle sander and clean it all up, the edges. And then after that, we're going to go in here and clean up these edges here. Just to get rid of the glue lines and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is going to be fun, folks. It's going to be fun and interesting. But, yeah, basically, we got one half of the body. And we're going to do this half of the body next. So, that'll be coming up. So, there we go. Hey folks, welcome back to Apocalyptic Guitars. And we're back here. And we've got here the body, or one half of the body, or 2/3 of the body cut out. And right now we're going to go over here to the spindle sander with the 80 grit large drum. And we're going to get it roughly to where we need. And then we're just going to keep going down and grit to 240 grit. Alright, so let's get started on that. Yes. Alright folks, we're at the spindle sander now. And yes, lung protection folks. Lung protection. You do need it. Trust me. Alright, we're ready to go, folks. Alright folks, so as you can see, we have our shape here. We have the shape we want with the spindle sander. And now, you know, we obviously have to go through it again with the 120 and 240 grit. But we're actually going to wait to do that until we have this half or 1/3 of the guitar done too. So that way we can go around with each grit again as a whole, so then it'll be perfectly matched up with each other of where it's going to be. Now, like I said, this guitar is supposed to look very, you know, run down because it is an apocalyptic guitar, a post-apocalyptic guitar. So to be 100% perfect like my other guitars would be, well, not perfect, no handmade guitar is perfect, but to make it as, you know, like my other guitars are, like as good as them, isn't warranted with this guitar because, again, it's supposed to look ratty. It's supposed to look like, you know, you found this piece of wood or pallet in the woods and then you used a handsaw to cut it and put it together, you know, and that's the whole point of this. It's a fun project. It's really fun. What I plan to do, and I will tell you this ahead of time, I plan this. I don't know if I'm actually going to go with it, but I plan to burn it around the edges for a burst, and that'll be my black burst, the burning. So it gives more of authenticity towards being out in the wasteland and using fire, you know, because you're not really going to have paint and stain in the wasteland. So, and then I'm thinking about maybe staining this black and then sort of sanding it back so it's just, you know, it has black in it, and that'll look kind of cool. It looks like it was drugged through the woods or whatever, or ready for battle. And I'm gonna put some like insignias in here with the burn tool, with the wood burning tool. It's gonna look insane. Like, I'm gonna do raw nickel pickups in there, raw nickel, and I'm just gonna sand the shit out of the hardware. I don't know what I'm gonna use for hardware yet, but I'm just gonna sand the shit out of them so it looks really, you know, like you found this shit in the woods or on the streets. You know, it's gonna look fantastic. It's something that I'm really looking forward to seeing it done. So now we've got that explanation. What we plan to do next is we're actually going to do this part of the guitar now. This has been glued and dried. Once that is, because you can see, I don't know if you can see the line now. That's just the glue. Once I sand that down and I might plane it a little bit. Once I do that, you probably won't be able to tell. If you are going to tell, it's going to be very little. But again, it doesn't matter for this guitar because it's supposed to look all ratty and shit. So it doesn't really matter if you can see the fucking line, because it's going to happen on both sides of this, or, you know, top and bottom. So anyway, we're going to do that next. Then cutting the bar. I know I said we're going to do this during this episode, but sanding takes a long time. So, I mean, I kind of misjudged that. So we'll get to this in the next video. Definitely. We'll cut the rods. And we might, well, I don't know, because we'd have to do this first in order to drill the holes for the rods. But this is all coming, folks. It's all coming along. It's looking pretty freaking cool. I mean, damn. I mean, it's just it looks fantastic. Yeah, so if you're into Fallout and post-apocalyptic themed things, this might be the guitar for you, folks. Seriously, now I've been thinking about keeping it myself, but I can't do that. I already built myself a guitar, so I can't build myself another one. That's just my rule. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. So be on the lookout for the next episode here on Apocalyptic Guitars. Take care, folks.